Welcome back, one and all, to Castles and Casanovas, where we continue the ever expanding story of the lost secrets of Tal'dorei. Continue from where we left off, for young adventurers meeting for the first time. And continue episode 2. We continue our story as the new band of adventurers have an unexpected encounter while they make their way through the city of Kymel, each coming here for various reasons, none of which they know. Being forced to work together to dispatch what seems to be ragtag crew of kobolds, led by one unsuspectingly knowing of magic. Come to find out after dispatching the leader that it was all a ruse, as one of the main casinos was ransacked and robbed, various golds and treasures. Being blame put on them, they were forced in front of an audience of the Margrave Prudence, very noble and distinguished tiefling that has been clawing her way tooth and nail to the top of the city. After just barely proving their innocence, come to the group making an agreement with the somewhat newly appointed Margrave to once and for all affirm their innocence by reclaiming the stolen treasure. We open with Prudence in the group. Darlings, I must know your names so that I might hunt you down if you betray me. If one of you would all please give your name. We go around the room. Really appreciate it. He looks to you. One who saved the group, essentially. Crowbird, we'll start with you. What is your name? Roll a history check. You stand in panic as you have yet to have an intercation with anyone asking your name since your incident, but you hear a whisper in your mind. Azuma. The name? Okay. Interesting. There's a... We'll leave it at that. He looks next to you. Rabbit Boy. This is your name. A monk. Interesting. You notice, as each of you say your name, Stuart next to the Margrave is rapidly jotting these things down. Not with her hand, but with an arcane feather that is scribbling for it. Looks behind you, Ethu, and looks to the fellow tiefling. I see you're trying to hide it very well, darling, but you can't hide from me. She points to her horns, nods to you. I'm assuming a cleric, but the follower of... Oh. Brain just utterly farted on. She points to you, Larissa. What's your name? Ah. But don't hurt yourself, darling. Don't hurt yourself, darling. It's okay. We're friends for now. She continues on. Looks to the scaly one. Green scaly one. And for the one who really doesn't fit in, and I'm assuming an old man, looks to you. Rock man. Kevin. Okay. I don't understand growl, darling. I need your name. You notice as you do that, that some soldiers start to step forth, and she just holds up a hand. I appreciate your fortitude, but we are entering a contract, and thus I need a name. Give him a first name. Thank you. Very nice. And last for the big brute. What's your name? The name's Blue Scale. It's kinda on the nose, isn't it? But hey, to each their own. With the names provided, we enter a contract. You get the gold back. You might get a piece if you're honest about it. And we go about our merry way. You'll be able to roam free amongst our city of Kaimo once more. But if you're not back in 48 hours, it will be assumed you have either failed or run off with my money. Is that understood? Now, I assume you all know each other? Do you have a name for this merry band of people? Oh, well, you're a group now. Better get used to it for now. Do you have any questions before I send you off and begin your timer, if you will? Well then. Chop chop, toodaloo, hurry back. And you notice after a while of silence, she snaps her fingers and the guards start to usher you out as she has no interest in keeping your company and is trying to express that your countdown has started. You have now 48 hours. Find, collect, and return the stolen gold of the. Well, that sounds right. What do you guys do? Right now you would have been ushered down the stairs, and you're just in the lobby of the casino. Hold on, we're having technical difficulties. Maybe they can't hear you? That's possible. Everyone, say a sentence or two. I mean, you're popping up. That. Like, everyone's. Nothing's coming. Nothing coming. How about now? Everyone talk. That's the thing, I didn't change anything.
Guten Tag, ¿cómo estás?
I think I have found the problem. Tell me if that is the problem. Okay, if everyone could talk.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Is that better? We good?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
Ah. I heard myself too.
Zut alors.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Okay. There we go. All right, aggravation aside. Okay. We continue. What were we talking? We're interacting with Blue Scale. You see him look at you. Very serious face. And he lifts a hand. And you notice it's going towards your ears.
I'm going to quickly, in a very martial arts technique, raise one hand and swat his hand away in a very fluid motion, and then continue finishing my bow.
And you just see his face go from serious to really sad. Oh, I wanted to pet the bunny. Hello.
Yeah, the way you talk about it, you're giving me real Lenny vibes, and last time Lenny got his hands on bunnies, it didn't go so great, so we'll get there.
Who's Lenny?
Sorry, Salinger reference, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Not Salinger, that's,
I'm Blue Scale, not dumb. I just like animals.
Okay. So I get to Mitski and sense her apprehension and nervousness. And after nodding, I reach into my bag and pull out like a little 5x7, sketchbook size, tiny painting of a landscape with like a sun rise. And I hand it to her. And I, as I'm getting closer to her with the bow, I say, "Worry not." And that concludes me.
I like to say, this whole time that all this was going on, I was looking around the room for anything that could give any details as to people, because people came in here to this building and stole, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'd be looking for any signs.
Roll with you, roll an investigation with advantage.
Could it
Or
be perception?
Yes.
Wow.
Very nice. So you notice the stereotypical things. You notice, casino floor, you see workers, you see people gambling. You notice a lot of the not so common patrons are really skittish as to what just happened and transpired. You notice some bloodstains smattered across the floor. You notice there are some that they've been here a lot. They come here a lot. They're in here every day. They're at their tables, minding their business, drinking some ale as they bet. You notice at least one hooded figure that is ever so often approaching someone and either getting denied or handing them something.
Mm.
And then you notice that there are at least two doors, like two sets of doors, one on the north side, one on the west side, that are broken and are being rapidly worked on to fix, whether that be a mage casting mending or just the guards trying to do some quick patchwork until the mage gets to them. And then various footprints leading from each door, but none coming out the main entrance.
I am oh so sorry. Can we take a quick pause? My friend group is blowing up my chat right now that the northern lights can be seen in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, they can. Yeah. Forgot about
Oh,
They're
Well-
sending me photos. May I go look?
Sure. Everyone would like to
Thanks.
take a break to go look at the pretty lights. By all means, do so. Take a quick, brief intermission. Are we back? Are we not back? I don't know what y'all are talking about. Nothing new in my area. Not in Carlisle, PA, I can tell you that. Carlisle, you don't see shit. So. All lies. And we'll blame the bright lights towards the campgrounds. Oh, not here. It's green. What? You mean the hurricane tornadoes, the tornadoes? the dynamic duo back yet? All right. Intermission over. And we're back. All right. Y'all were introducing yourselves to.
My question would be, what's Nazuma gonna do with his recent information about the hooded figure?
Oh, right.
Keep it to myself. Well, you did say, okay, wait, did you say west side and the north side? I just want to get that right.
So the doors, yes, it's the north side and the west side. So there's in total 4 various entryways, well, points of egress in this room. The main entrance, north entrance, west entrance, and the staircase you just came down.
And then those footprints were going from those 2 broken doors up.
No, like to each other.
Oh, to each other.
Yeah. No, like the footprints lead from one broken door to the other.
Oh, and nowhere else. They just lead door to door. Let's see. Yeah, what do you bet to myself? I'll let everyone do their introductions. And then I'll decide.
Are we all getting drinks?
I could use a drink.
You notice there's no bar, just various waiting staff that come and go with trays of drinks or no drinks.
Oh, I'm gonna grab one.
Vegas rules.
Sorry? What?
I said I'm gonna grab one.
You're just gonna grab one off a tray?
Yeah, if they're walking around with them. Is that not what you do?
You go to reach for one of the trays that's carrying just 2 drinks, and the waitress just looks at you like, "Excuse me, miss, that's not for you. If you would like to order a drink, please flag us down when we're not carrying an order, but we'll get you what you wish. Don't you worry." And then she continues to scurry off with the 2 drinks to one of the clientele.
This is triggering flashbacks for me. I worked in the restaurant industry way too long.
Misky is gonna like keep seeing wait staff walking by and like try to like flag them down, but like never speak loud enough for them to actually hear her. So she's just kind of awkwardly like talking as they're like walking away, and it happens an embarrassing number of times
Roll a charisma check.
before someone finally. Okay.
We're gonna determine how many.
No, no.
If your new group notices an so at 12, not bad. Okay, so about 3 staff rush past you. Like, you would have had to step in front of them to intervene, because they seem like the type that, I got an order, I need to get it out. No one's gonna stop me until I've completed. They brush past you. One seems to be meandering around and notices you trying to get attention and rushes over to you and does, "Yes, miss." And you notice it's a young male, decked out in a full uniform, very neatly pressed silk pants, a black undershirt, and a purple vest. And you notice that all of the waitstaff is wearing the same thing to 100% distinguish between staff and clients. And he speaks up to you and says, "Yes, miss, what can we get you?"
She's just gonna order a water.
Oh,
Because I just realized I have nothing in my inventory, so oops.
um, cleric. It would actually depend on what background. Acolyte. So you would actually have at least. You had a choice. So choice A is calligrapher supplies, a prayer book, a holy symbol, 10 sheets of parchment, a full black robe, and 8 gold pieces. Option A. Or option B, 50 gold pieces.
I'm gonna go with A.
8 gold pieces.
Cool. Then she's gonna ask what kinds of fruit wines they have. Way too excitedly.
Fruit wines. You notice he has no idea what to answer you with, and he flags down what seems to be a very experienced waiter, and the new waiter looks to you with a very puzzled look as to you've clearly never been here, and he whispers something to the younger waiter, and he replies back, we have one single wine. It is 1 gold piece per glass.
Okay. That'll work. Thank you.
Are you ordering for your group here or separate? Anyone else want anything?
Like one.
2 glasses of wine. Okay. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Okay, I'll be back. And he scurries off. You're all just currently standing almost, I want to say 20% in to the main floor of the casino. Various tables, various people, and just there. What are you doing?
So that hooded figure, I'd like to be watching that hooded figure. And where does that hooded figure go?
He stays exactly where he is the entire time. He's perched up against a main pillar structure in the corner. I want to say southeast of this cylindrical room, about split in between the main entrance and one of those and the stairway. It is the only side of the room that doesn't have a point of egress, and just standing right there, with his hood pulled over his face, head seemingly tilted down at an angle, and just holding out a hand that is fully draped of his robe. So like you can't even see his hand hold out, and people either accept the hand and their hands graze each other.
Hey, your mic is doing something funky.
Don't understand.
Well, now it's not.
It was staticky.
Yeah, it was a little staticky for a minute there, but it has suddenly stopped.
Okay.
Weird.
Loud. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Sound good now?
All right. Oh, and or people just breeze by and ignore the figure.
Okay. I'm gonna like snap, like to everyone in the group, so they would look at me. Hopefully. Do they look at me?
Like snap your beak together.
No, my fingers.
Oh,
My little claws.
so you make a snap. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Who would think their character would immediately react to a finger snap?
I would.
Okay, so there's one.
I would notice it, but I wouldn't turn.
Okay. Barbarian definitely
This all
doesn't.
depends.
The barbarian
Um,
doesn't. He just ignores it, looking about the room.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scanning the room.
There you go.
I'm assuming one person. Okay. So then I'm gonna point out the hooded figure to her.
What about him?
Shady.
Hmm. I have no reason not to believe you. I'll keep my eye out.
Question: how far away is the hooded figure?
From you guys, he's about room about 80 feet away.
I perceive.
Sure, roll a perception check. You just notice a hooded figure with people brushing by him ever so often, and that he doesn't move.
Must be Aragorn. I'm gonna look to the group. Well, now that we're all working together, we might as well get to know each other. I'm Cassia. You may have heard of me. Wandering bard. Entertainer. Philosopher.
I'm gonna smile and turn to her. I'm gonna smile and turn to her. Shit. What's another city near? I don't remember a city name nearby, but I'm gonna smile at her and and say, I remember your show at the Red Wings Tavern.
You were there, I do remember. Oh, how funny it is to find you again.
I've been many places. You are a talented bard. Continue your craft.
Thank you, I do appreciate it. And what is it that you do on the daily?
Well, I follow the energy that exists in all things.
I love that.
I travel to be of aid of my fellow being, and I also love to paint.
Ooh.
In fact, I do remember that night. I'm going to turn into my bag and rummage through. I can roll if you want to see if I still have it. Because I like paint scenes wherever I go.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to pull out another small 5x7 little like sketchpad card, and it's got an image of a bard in a tavern and a crowd.
Roll. I'm gonna give you these options: either deception or performance, to see if it's even her.
Ooh. Let's see about deception. Ooh. I have fucking no. I have -2 charisma. Why am I trying to do anything?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh god.
So it's a beautiful painting, Cassia.
Mm-hmm.
It's a well depicted, well lit tavern, beautiful landscaping. But you notice at the center stage is not yourself, but a male goblin
Oh my god.
having the entire crowd on their feet, cheering for more.
Oh my gosh.
Why'd you do that to me?
Roll a
That's
3.
I rolled a 3. That's fair.
Oh well.
I'm gonna quickly notice the look on her face and look down at the painting I just handed her and go, my sincerest apologies. I am not good at organizing my paintings. This was a different tavern, but please keep it all the same.
It's most well. I do I love that you paint the scenery around you. Is it what gives you the reason to paint? Is it good emotions you feel you want to capture? The special moments?
Well, I paint both the things in front of me and the things in my mind. You should see my abstract series. Um, I
I like it,
believe
Picasso.
that I like it, Picasso. The universe moves through all of us. I simply, just as I would my sword or my staff, breathe, close my eyes, and allow the moment to appear. We all know where we're going. We just don't know it yet.
I love that philosophy. And what was your name again?
Ethu, ma'am, and I bow.
Ethu. How lovely. And what of the rest of you?
We needed a sassy bard. I wasn't sassy enough.
I'm Miski. I am a talented healer and a devout servant of the divine Sarenrae.
That's wonderful. We will need a healer for whatever we're about to do.
I'm gonna like kind of recoil from that because like I'm not very excited about running into danger. I haven't quite done that yet.
Cassie is now fully believing you're the best doctor in the world, so she thinks she's going to be fine.
Oh god. Fuck.
You see the barbarian step forward, who immediately reacted to you, Miski, and plopped his great axe down on the floor next to you, and he like pounds his chest and he says, "Blue scale protect you, little one."
Aw.
And you notice as he plops his great axe, sprouts of roots come out from the tavern floor. But as he does that, trying to be, impressive, you see one of the waitstaff who says, "Oi! No magic! Don't ruin our floors!" And Blue Scale quickly retracts to, "Sorry."
Sorry.
Sorry.
Miski is like she's been like kind of like the most scared of him this whole time because he's really scary looking. But she kind of like immediately softens because she's like, "Oh, he's just looks awful." No offense.
Wild.
She's never seen like anything except for like humans, basically, is the idea.
Yeah,
Like
that's
she
fair.
lived in a town with only humans. And I'm assuming there's not like, social media or like the news. So
There are papers, and there are in really, like, grand cities, like arcane, quote unquote, televisions.
okay.
Basically, like major illusion screens kind of deal.
Okay. But she like wouldn't have seen anything like
No,
that.
not
So
from where you're
all
at,
of
no.
you are like very interesting looking to her.
All right, that comes,
And now there's 2 lizards, a bird, and a rabbit.
comes the last lizard folk. Introduce himself, if he's okay.
Lizard folk doesn't trust anybody yet, so he remains quiet.
Fair.
Well, you have a very nice beard.
Still remains quiet.
I'll kind of nod my head in respect to that.
Has that hooded figure moved at all?
Nope.
Since we've been talking?
Has made a couple more exchanges here and there, but hasn't moved.
Can I flag down one of the servers?
Sure. As you do that, one rushes, the one carrying your drinks has finally returned, and you kind of hear this like hiss of like back off their mind. You get the sense that they kind of like fight for tips here.
In that environment, it really should be pooled.
But as the waiter you tried to flag down glares back, still respects the rules of this place and hurries off, and the one holding your drink says, hands the one to you, Miski, and then as he hands you yours, Cassia, says, "What is it? What can I get you? You have a question?"
I'm gonna slide a silver piece to them. Who is this hooded figure standing in the corner?
He palms the silver, puts it in his breast pocket, and still holds out his other palm and like he has already slid his train to his pit. Holds his other palm to you, Miski, as he's still waiting on payment for your drinks. But he looks to you, Cassia, and says, "That is our, let's say, local liaison, if you will. He helps our guests have a good time, if they so choose, so the Margrave allows it, as it is mostly illegal in this town."
I see. Thank you.
Quick question: how many waitstaff are on the floor currently?
Roughly 9 at all times, but you notice there are at least 15 that are coming and going through the doors.
It's big.
All
It's a
right.
lot.
I'm gonna miscount that.
Okay.
I'm gonna count 12.
Okay.
I'm going to, and again, this is on this guy. I'm going to turn to the waitstaff, observing this whole conversation about the hooded figure, all of this jazz. And turn to the waitstaff. I'm going to give him 12 gold coins, and I'm going to say, "Please disperse it amongst the waitstaff."
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, 14. So you don't notice. Okay, so you notice he takes the gold and immediately pockets it, but he still nods to you and says, "Of course, sir. Thank you very much." As he's saying this, you also notice the rest of the staff immediately clock what you just did.
Okay. And you said the guy with the hood is about 80 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to start making my way. First, I'm going to turn to the waitstaff that I just gave the gold to, and I'm going to say, "And your name, sir?"
Bart.
All right. Well, thank you for your service, friend. Please disperse later at the end of your shift. Have a wonderful night. I'm then going to start making my way to each waitstaff on the floor in a path towards the hooded figure. I'm not going to say anything to the group. I don't know these fucking people. I'm going to turn to each waitstaff as I pass them, casually making my way to the hooded figure, and just say, "Art has your tip for the night. Thank you for your service." And continue that.
Okay.
Until I get to the hooded figure.
Okay.
I would then like to stand next to the hooded figure, turn to them, and say, and I can roll medicine for this if you'd like, and just say, "So what are we working with here? Fermented tiger mushroom?"
Plain and simply, no other words said, just with an inflection and a throaty, raspy voice. "Sud." He just holds out his cloaked arm towards your direction.
I'd like to pull some kind of pouch or vial from my bag and put some of the substance he is peddling into it.
Are you trying to take it from him, or like?
I'm gonna start taking it from him, but I'm gonna say as I do that, "How much?"
Okay. and you place a hand on, and he immediately, you get the sense that this whole point is a person already has payment in their hand to trade to make it look very seamless. Like, this is something that's been going on for a while, and the people that partake know the gist, know the deal. So you not having payment in your hand already immediately sets off, oh, you're a newbie, and you're probably not to be trusted. But all he does is tighten his grip on the substance as he doesn't feel the cold metal of payment from your hand, and immediately just
All right, I'm gonna take.
he was gonna reply with 2 silver.
2 silver? I only have gold. Can you make change?
Is this crack?
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get high.
It's really cheap.
It's a little high.
So I'm going to flick him 1 gold piece.
He takes the gold and goes to pull out a slightly bigger pouch. So you notice the pouch he was gonna give you is like a microgram. It is a morsel. So you get the
You're
sensation.
trying to microdose. Okay.
You get the sensation that this is not stuff to be taken lightly.
This is the fentanyl of the mythical world.
Mythical fentanyl.
But you giving him a gold piece, he's a dealer. He believes in giving what he's paid. So
I appreciate a good businessman.
he gives you 6 packets
6 baggies? Fuck yeah.
of Sood. Suude. Sood.
Sood. Like Sudafed? Anyway, sorry. All right, I'm going
Robo
to.
Trip.
Let's fucking get weird, guys. You ready for the spiders? So we're gonna put the 6 bags into my bag.
Okay.
I'm going to look at him in the eye. I'm gonna lean in really close, and I'm going to say, "Friend, I care not what you peddle. It interests me. I have consumed substances known to break most men.
Gives no
Can you tell me
response.
anything about? Can you tell me anything about this Sood? For I am new in these lands, and it intrigues me."
You notice from that question, the hooded figure raises his head a little bit, and the light comes down, not to show his face fully, but to a row of jagged, crooked, blackened teeth.
Yeah, long-term effects.
And all that comes from his mouth is, "You'll have a good time."
I'm going to chuckle. I'm going to give him a little pat on his head, and then I'm going to walk back to the group.
Okay.
I am already almost done my glass of wine.
Well, don't worry.
I
we're
kind of
about
want
fucking
to. I want
bend
to scurry up to this guy
Okay. Well,
and
first
flick him 2 gold coins.
before that, I just need to iterate Miski and Cassian.
Oh, I paid for it. Yes, I
That's
certainly
fine. I
paid
just
for
want to
it.
make sure you mark off 1 gold for your drink. But yes, so Gorgle, you saunter up. And you give him 2 gold coin to do what? What's your intent?
Excuse me.
Sorry, say that again.
What's your intent with the 2 gold?
Oh, I want 12 baggies.
Gotcha. That's fine. Instead of 12 baggies, he gives you a cylinder
Crack
vial.
pipe?
He gives you a cylinder vial. And you notice, as you look at this vial, and as you gave him the 2 gold, like, he had to carefully pull it from his robe. This seems to be, for special clientele. And he kind of assumes you knew that's what you were getting, because not most people just walk up and give him that much money for this. But Nonetheless, you notice the vial. I need you to roll a d6 for me.
E6. Oh,
So, you notice the powder is brown. It is the same coloration as in the baggies that were just handed to Ethu. But as you twirl it around in the vial, the loose powder on top, underneath the cork, gives a faint shimmer to it as it shifts and moves.
Oh, you got the uncut shit. God damn.
can I do? What would that be? Like a medicine check? If I wanted to like know what the hell this will do.
Yes.
Okay, medicine check.
I have a
And
whole
I
plan
have a
for this
+4.
Ethu, based on his roll, you guys have the same exact.
Okay.
It's just in a
Cool.
baggie,
I
it's
didn't
hard
get-
to see those kinds of things.
That's fair. I didn't get I just want to make sure I didn't get ripped off.
I'm assuming we don't have plastic bags in this universe.
Correct.
No, they're not probably see-through.
Yeah.
So,
No dope bag.
a 14. I'd say with your age, your magical history, and just all out being in this land for your age, you already kind of have heard the whispers and tales from your city, and the people that were constantly arrested for partaking in said substance. You've heard of Sood before. You get the general sense of what it does, but you've never partake. But it can be either. It's kind of one of those things that give you high risk, high reward. Either it's going to be a fun night, or it's going to be a very bad night.
Okay, so I want to put a little bit on my claws and snort that up.
Right in front of him, or you come back to the
Yeah,
cork
right in
again?
front of him.
Okay, so roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Wild.
Okay, 12. So you don't take any damage. But you are inhibited. I would say for the next 10 minutes you have disadvantage on checks and saving throws.
I'm high as fuck.
More
Zood on Sood.
more like you have, so you, for like at least a minute, yeah, you probably felt high. You saw some pretty lights. It was a good time for a little bit, and then as soon as those quick 60 seconds were up, your body reacted kind of violently, and now you have a pounding headache. You're sensitive to light, and like I said, you have disadvantage on checks and saving throws.
I'm just gonna lay it in a dark corner.
Okay.
I'm in a K-hole.
Dog. Not the gator in the
Fuck's
K-hole.
sake.
Get her in the K-hole. I'm gonna go over to the bar, observing all this happen, being like, "Fucking idiot, didn't test his shit." Anyway, I'm going to go over to the bar and ask for no bar. I'm gonna flag down Hart.
Okay, simple enough. You
Flag down Hart.
flag Bart down.
Okay. Oh, Bart. I've been calling him Art. I've been such an asshole to this guy. So I'm gonna say, "Hello, Bart. Two things. One, could I get a glass of water? Two, could I get a grilled cheese? Sorry, third thing. I told everybody you have their tips."
Okay, kind of rude, but I understand. Honesty is policy. The water, there are pitchers at every table. Help yourself.
Ah,
And what is a grilled cheese?
I want you to take cheese, and I want you to take bread. I want you to put those between each other, and I want you to toast it over a fire. Do you think you can make that happen for me, Bart? There's another gold coin specifically for you if you can make that happen for me, Bart.
Toasted, but what What cheese would you like?
Oh,
You want goat
what
cheese?
selection do we have?
Well, we have goat
Do you have
cheese.
Gruyere?
We have goat cheese. We have cow cheese. We have oxen cheese. We have cat.
I'll tell you what.
We have cat cheese. We have, and he's waiting for a response from the cat cheese, but we'll just continue.
I'm gonna
if
look
there
at
is
it.
none.
I'm going to say, let me get a medley of all the cheeses. Just go light on the cat cheese.
He said, "Very good, sir. Would you like any dragon cheese? That's a serious one."
Oh, definitely throw a smidge of dragon cheese on there. He's gonna need that.
By all means.
Thank you. When that is ready, could you please have it delivered to the lizard gentleman in the corner?
And he looks around and he sees, I see that didn't go well for him.
No, some people get a little too eager, but happens to the best of us.
Since he is delivering
Have
it
a good day,
to,
Bart.
well, that's fine. Since he's delivering it to the lizard man, he holds handout for payment. You are the one ordering it.
I'm going to give him 1 gold coin and tell him keep the change.
He nods and scampers off.
All right. Next, just to finish up this little scenario, I'm going to then walk up to a table with a water pitcher, pour a glass of water, casually stride over to the lizard in the corner, haunch down on my rabbit haunchers and squat. Hold out the glass of water and say, "Did you do a little too much, friend?"
I continue with my silence.
Okay. While that's happening, what are the rest of, like, Miski, Cassia, Azuma? What do you guys do?
Well, I've been observing this whole thing, and despite having been in a kind of backwater, middle of nowhere town and being a little bit of a shut-in, she's still a healer, and she was in a small town. So a lot of the healing she did was from people who were doing too many drugs. So she's looking around kind of nervously, and yeah, just not. She's very on high alert because she thinks that you guys are all gonna like.
Don't worry, I've got Narcan.
Okay.
Dog.
I mean, technically, I think I should have
Yeah,
that.
you should probably carry that. You should probably carry that.
Yeah. Is that in my inventory?
Do I have a Narcan in my
I would say you would have a standard medicine pack, being a cleric. So you'd have various, herbs and various things. Being that you would need lesser restoration to heal him, it would have to be a high medicine roll to do it with basic.
He didn't
basic
overdose
things.
or anything.
Yeah.
He just has a bit
He
of
has a
bit of
bad
space.
headache right now, so
Yeah.
So after his silence, real quick, then everybody can tell me what they were doing. I set the water next to him. I lean in and I say, "A grilled cheese will be with you shortly." I pat him on the head. I get up and I walk back to the group. And that'll do me.
before the group reacts, how would you react to being patted on the head? In your current state.
I'm not gonna lie, I would snap at you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Either you watch as these large, pointy, teeth-filled jaws quickly snap at you and come inches from your face.
I'm going to, slowly turn to dodge it and smile and say, "Tell me if you still feel that way after the grilled cheese, and then I'll get up and go."
Okay. Anyways, Cassia. No, not Cassia. Miski, roll a perception check.
Okay. Oops.
Okay. What's the group doing?
I've just been investigating.
I'm getting more wine.
Search and destroy.
Okay, so that's another gold piece.
Mm-hmm.
Borgulk, in about 30 more seconds after your interaction with Ethu, a waiter comes to you and clears his throat in front of you to get your attention. Sir, the rabbit gentleman told me to give you this, and he placed down a plate in front of you with 2 very thick pieces of bread, toasted to golden perfection, and inside is a mix of cheeses. But you also notice, as you take a quick look, that the cheese is very well melted, but also the rim around it, like the very edge of the bread where the cheese is melting to it, is flickering with just the tiniest flames.
I don't even like grilled cheese. That sounds good.
You don't like grilled cheese?
It's just cheese.
Man
With
hasn't
tomato
had a good-
soup?
man
Ooh.
hasn't
I
had a
hate
good
tomato
cheese.
soup.
I'll make you grilled
hate-
cheese
Nah,
and
that's
gruyere
that's
cheese.
real. I
Gavin-
also hate grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Wow.
Alright,
Thank you.
Gavin
Wow.
and Ian, if we
What's
are ever in
going
the same
on
place,
right
I will not
now?
make you tomato soup, but I will be making you a cheese medley fancy grilled cheese because that's unacceptable.
This
I
is
think y'all
the
just
I'll
haven't had a
definitely
good
be
grilled
down to try
cheese.
a grilled cheese, but definitely not tomato soup. I know I don't like that.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like-
is
I'm about to
That's
rage
tough.
quit
100%
right
agree.
now.
100% agree.
I was gonna say, I feel like both of you have only grown up on the like classic American grilled cheese, and I understand if you like have like grown.
Y'all
tired of the
probably use
taste.
Kraft singles or some shit.
I mean,
Fucking
hey,
orange
Yeah.
gross
I
cheese.
mean, I like that. That's just me, especially with the 2 pieces of bologna bologna in between. But you know, it's just
Yo, yeah, grilled bologna's I fuck with.
But we fried the
I
bologna.
know
in
you
the pan.
didn't just say you like bologna, but you don't like grilled cheese. That's wild.
I like grilled bologna's too.
All right. Well, sometime when I'm
Anyways.
back in Pennsylvania, I'm making you a goddamn grilled cheese. Goddamn.
All right,
Fucking
sounds good.
eat the grilled cheese.
Artisan grilled cheese.
anyways.
Do I eat the grilled cheese now?
I mean, if your character
Blow out
so
the fire
chooses,
first.
All right, I'm gonna eat the grilled cheese.
roll a
You gotta blow
Constitution
out the
saving
flame
throw.
first.
What?
You're taking a flaming shot.
You're consuming cheese that's on fire. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
You might want to let it cool off a sec, bud. Jesus.
Oh well, I'm already rolling it.
He's
That was
still
almost a
coming down.
20.
It is the spiciest grilled cheese sandwich you have ever eaten in your goddamn life. Like, you start to see little sparks of fire come out your mouth as you.
Well, I got that water next to me, so I drink that.
That makes it worse.
You're having the worst day today.
Can I turn to Bart again after he delivers the grilled cheese, noticing it's fire, and can I ask him to send a glass of milk over?
Simple enough.
Cow. We'll stick with cow.
I'm like fucking slamming my my hands in the ground, like I'm so unbelievably mad because he pat me on the head and then gave me a fucking fire grilled flame fucking grilled cheese.
That would be the dragon cheese, but yes. Bart says,
I thought it
"Oh
would be
yes,
good.
yes. Did you not know that dragon cheese is spicy? But yes, yes. We will.
Yeah, I
there'll
need
be 1 copper
spiciness
piece.
to clear. Okay. Can I get change? I only have gold.
Sure." And he picks out this pouch. You give him the 1 gold piece. He gives you the equivalent. It would be, let's see, it would be 5. How many? My brain is blank. It would be 50 copper pieces, 5 silver pieces, but keeps
You fart.
keeps 1 copper piece to himself. The 49 copper, 5 silver in replacement of 1 gold
Okay.
piece.
You got it. I'm going to, have the milk sent over to him. I'm going to look at Bart and say, "Ah, yes. Unfortunately, you need something spicy to finish off the toxins in your body."
Will this actually help?
It definitely it doesn't counteract it, but it definitely makes your mind focus on something else. So like your headache is gone, but your sensitivity to light and the
Oxygen I'm breathing is turned into fire. Sounds
yes.
good.
I mean,
I am Vorgulk Prime, and this is bullshit.
but staff comes back within a minute or less. Gives you some nice fresh goat milk.
I down that gold milk.
And it sways the spice. Your tongue is no longer basically on fire, and you're almost back to normal aside from the effect of drugs. But that was the span of an hour. What else is your group doing?
Well, I've been examining the footprints and the bloodstains.
Easy enough. Within that time frame, you could have gotten a decent amount of details. You notice a hodgepodge of various footprints, very much resembling the creatures that you fought earlier. Some different, but not by much. Almost like just a few were larger in size. But that's about it. But you notice that the direction is going from the north, the west door to the south door.
You said north.
West. It was going west to north, and you notice there's less guards at the north one than there is the west one.
And the blood?
Just various blood splatters. You notice that a couple of the guards are injured, and there are some blood smears from bodies being dragged away. There are only a couple droplets leading towards the north.
Okay. In that time, I would have definitely walked to that north door. And that's probably where I'd be after that hour.
Okay. Just casually, or are you trying to be,
Discreet, of course.
roll stealth check? So the guards definitely clock you, but they're really worried about getting the west door back in shape. And also they all know who you are, so they kind of just allow it because, just would be assumed doing your job. All the guards have been told to give you room so long as you are actively looking like you're taking part in the
Yeah.
But the person trying to fix the door looks to you and says, not knowing who you are, because they're not part of the guards, they're just a worker, looks to you and says, "Shoot, what do you want?"
So is this door, he's actually working on it? Yes.
Mhm.
And is it like open?
So he's got the one shut, and you notice some cracks around the like what would be the handle, as in like the lock mechanic and stuff were blown open and the doors shoved open, like very forcefully. Some char marks around. It was definitely magically blown open. But he has finally gotten one door shut and trying to fix the locking mechanism, and the other, the right-hand side, as it's a double door set, is just swung open very wide.
Okay. So I would just look at him and say, "Entry."
Tucky.
He just looks
That
at
was
you. He just looks at you and says, it's a door. Leads to the sewers. I don't think you want to go down that way, where we dump all the garbage."
I'll just nod and point to it again.
You're welcome to go down there. There's nothing down there. I mean, the guards think that's where they went, but I don't know. I wasn't here. I was called here in urgency.
I mean, what could be so urgent?
Blasted door. I'll just walk past him.
Okay, you
I've already
all
told him where I want to go.
fun. You walk down on your own. You all notice Nazumo leaving the main room down a set of stairs into another area that you do.
Uh-oh.
I'll follow him.
I will also follow after I finish my glass of wine. I'm downing it.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to both the bard and the cleric, and I'm going to look at both of them and give them a sign, like, a hand up with a finger, just like, one moment. Let me see where this goes. Like, the vibe I'm trying to convey is like, you can come, but give it a second. Let me see what's happening first. I'll be right back.
Okay. Borgolk, do you follow? Because you would have noticed it being closer to the door.
I slowly slither on all fours over to him.
Okay, so you follow. So this is how it's going to be. Nazuma has a decent lead on you all. Vorgolk, you would be next. Ethu, you would be behind Vorgolk. You'd be about a 15-foot difference between each of you.
Can I notice Vorgolk and put my head under his arm and like help him walk?
That's gonna be dependent on...
I'm not saying this out loud, but I don't need help walking. I'm just kind of like chilling.
He's a gator.
He's being a gator.
I'm taking advantage of the gatorness right now.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to be like disrespectful to your culture, so you do you, boo boo.
I appreciate it.
But Miski and Cassia, you can react how you want. But before you do that, you notice Blue Scale listen to Ethu, and just as you walked away, Ethu very loudly said, "Fuck that," and is like right up on your ass, like he wants to be involved. But Cassia, you trying to down your wine? I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit!
And she chokes on her
We
wine.
go-
You drunk as
wine.
She's downing 2 glasses of wine in less than an hour. She's fine.
Yeah,
She can hold it.
fucking alcoholic.
Bards know how to drink. That's a bard roll if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm. I'm also, when I'm noticing that Nazuma's leaving, I am also grabbing I'm still learning everyone's name, I'm sorry. Volcanus and Miski's arms. We're dragging them.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh shit, Blue Scale?
Yeah,
What's his
Blue Scale's the barbarian.
What's his full name?
Blue Scale Volcanus, like volcano.
Oh, I did it backwards. I did.
Yeah, his first name is Blue. He calls himself Blue Scale.
Okay, I'm gonna spell right.
Because he follows suit, like very like right behind him, right on his tail. Behind Ethu.
Oh, sorry. Right.
He was not taking the heat of Ethu because he's like, I'm ready to go. I want to kill some shit. So.
Fair.
But you grab Miski and drag her along. So you all follow suit on Zuma. You get about halfway down the stairway, and it's becoming very, very darkly lit. There's a few candles every so feet light the path, as you get the sense that this is, like he described, it's just a way to dispose of waste, and you can start to hear the like dark, faint echoes of like water dripping on cobblestone, like a very stereotypical old-timey sewer system.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about 50 feet, so it'd be more like 65 feet down to the sewer line, to the waste disposal area. It's this large room, very darkly lit, very hard to see. It's not so much dark vision, but it is it does obscure your vision. Only people that really that really know the area well don't need to be down here with light. But you can hear very slow trickle of water towards the back of the room, and with your low light, you can see from your perspective 2 far tunnel-like archways.
I perceive to see anything in these archways. If there's any sign of, recent movement through them.
You would have to roll perception with disadvantage,
Okay.
as you do not have dark vision. It's really, unless someone were to light up the area, it's hard to see anything aside from the obvious.
And these candles aren't like the candles that I passed weren't very bright. Like if I grabbed one and held it like
you could grab one off the wall, but it doesn't shine a lot. It keeps like a good 3-4 foot diameter of light around you. They're not like large lanterns. They're just basic, bare bones candles. You get the sense that because this is where they dispose of their filth, they didn't, expense on light.
fair enough.
But about that time, you hear pitter patter of feet. Not
Let's get at her.
not hold on, not normal. Like in your expertise, you notice that it's not human footsteps coming up behind you.
I'll definitely ready my dagger.
I'm gonna draw my quarterstaff. Actually, I'm gonna draw my spear.
Okay, so you ready your spear. You notice you're about the 30, I'd say you're 40-foot mark down the stairs. You notice Vorgol has come down to the end, and Vorgol, you come up. I don't think you have dark vision.
I thought I did.
I can't toggle the combat hub because we're not in combat. That makes sense. I can do it the old-fashioned way.
Dark vision for once, thank God.
I don't think you do.
No more goggles or cat powers.
Yeah, and crocodiles. You don't have dark vision, but you do have kind of like I described. You have heat vision, so you can definitely make out. You can make out the heat coming off of Nizuma, and the cold coming off the very small stream of water from one end of the archways to the other end of the other archway. So it goes from archway to archway.
Okay.
What do you do? You notice in his outline from his heat signature that he is in a readied up pose, holding something in his hand.
And who is this?
It's Nizuma, the bird man, the bird rogue.
Like getting ready to fight something.
In your
Fight
direction.
whoever's coming up behind me.
Yeah, because he doesn't know you followed him.
Oh. And Nizuma does have dark vision?
No, but he has I don't want to say keen senses, but experienced senses that he knows someone is coming and that they're not human, because he's hearing your padded limbs and claws clack against the cobblestone.
All right, I don't really know what to do. Stop. I guess put my grimy claws up, and I don't want to say anything yet. Growl, I guess.
That would make it okay.
Well, I don't know if you remember from earlier from me growling, so I'm just gonna hope.
Would I recognize the growl?
Within that short amount of time, yeah. Especially with your copycat, you definitely. It's the same growl you've been hearing since the interaction with Prudence.
Okay, then you know what? I'm gonna mimic his growl,
Okay.
so he knows that it's me. If he, I don't know if he does, because I don't know. I wouldn't know if he knew. So I'm
Well,
gonna
I
mimic his
followed
growl.
you in here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know that.
Oh no. Well, that's why I'm not. Like
Yeah, I don't
know
know
who
that you know
are,
it's me. So.
but I know that you don't know it's not me. That's you.
Yes, exactly.
Morgul, you hear almost like to a T the same growl you just gave off, and it's kind of weird. It's like you just heard yourself for the first time in this form. But you're definitely experienced in your age of knowing that birds mimic sounds. So, whether your character would put that together of who is in front of you, or
Yeah, I know there's a bird, man.
So at that point, Ethu, you come up on this interaction. I don't. Does your character have dark vision? No.
I don't have dark. I have leopardine size like senses. So I got like rabbit senses, but that just helps my perception.
None of y'all have dark vision so far.
Not this time.
I do.
Well, the people in this current scene.
Okay,
Guys
can
are
I
halfway
stand
steps.
up and hold up like? Don't I have?
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on.
Can somebody press the digitate?
Ah,
Magic.
frick. No, I have firebolt. I don't know. Can I try to find a stick and use fireball and make a torch?
Roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, the disadvantage.
Yes, because
You said
can't
perception?
See. Yes.
Disadvantage. Damn it.
You notice candles, which are already lit. Don't give
Huh.
off a lot. Don't give off really any light, barely any for this size of a room. And that's about it. The only thing's flammable.
How many candles?
There's in the room none, just 2 at the very entry point.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and grab those quick and give one to the bird and give another to whoever's at the back and just growl.
That's fine. So, Zuma, you've been handed the candle, and Ether, you've been aggressively handed the candle and growled at.
I'm gonna smile and
Again, these candles light up about like 3-4 foot max radius around you. So doesn't help much, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, actually, I was curious. Could I use this candle to like kind of look on the ground for anything that'd be more flammable?
I mean, yeah, you could put it lower to the ground and walk around for a bit. Be about a 5-minute task and another perception check. A regular straight roll. At this point in time, well, Ethu, Blue Scale would have already been behind you. He laughs at this whole interaction because he does have dark vision and can see. You just hear a throaty chuckle coming from Blue Scale as he watches this whole interaction. Okay, 22. There's not much. You do find a couple of bones, and some tattered cloth. So,
Makeshift torch.
make a makeshift torch.
I will do such thing. Makeshift torch time.
Okay, about 10 minutes. Yeah, just right. And the cloth is kind of damp, so it takes a little bit to catch fire. But it doesn't. As it does, the 2 ladies, the bard and the cleric, join you, standing behind Blue Scale. We're all now in what is known as the rubbish room. What do you do? Azuma holds a single torch that doesn't fully light up the room, but it does a decent amount, about 60%.
I'm gonna wait until the two ladies have approached me, and then with Blue Scale and the two of them walk down to the other two.
Right, you're all together. They do.
Oh boy.
I'll just I'll announce, since I guess I was coming down here for a reason. To say, Prince led here. And then Kobold as well.
Okay.
And it doesn't go any further.
I shake my head no. Because it doesn't, right? That's all I saw. Just going into here and then nothing else.
We need another perception. Be either perception or survival. Cracking.
I have a +5 to perception, but if someone, unless,
You're the one doing
yeah,
it.
if anyone, I am the one doing it. So yep, it'd be perception. I'm not a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
Jesus
So.
Christ.
Wow.
So
It's the third one.
you notice the footprints start to wear off in the cobblestone, as it was showing up in the casino really well as like dirt and grime on the like velvety carpet, whereas here it's already dirty cobblestone, so you're not getting much. However, you do notice the trickle of blood leads into the stream in one of the directions, but that's it, because as the stream kind of washes away, it's like it really is just like a 10-inch wide, very slow stream. It's just very still water.
Still water. Yeah, I would just point to
Still
the
water.
I point to where the blood is and just that direction.
Okay. You'll notice as Nizuma points and uses the torch to really light it, to show you guys the blood trail that he notices pointing to the I have anyone else describe it, and you're gonna love this, but the left
Yes.
tunnel entrance.
First left.
Left.
Back on our left game.
What do you do?
Go left.
Yeah, go left.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I don't think that was an actual question. I think that might have been rhetorical. He's like, I know what you're gonna do.
I don't know. I have to ask. It's you either go this way or you go back the way you came. I have to ask. For all I know, you could say, "Nah, we're gonna go the opposite direction." I have to ask.
I want to go through the fucking wall.
See, that's also an option.
I don't know. With my experience with doors, I feel like a wall would be twice as hard.
Anyways, continue on the path. Follow Seward direction while walking down the tunnel. Various splash. As you continue down the dark tunnel, only lit by the single torch of Uma. 5 minutes go by. Minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. Same thing. Nothing changed. Till you come to a T intersection. Left, right, and straight. What do you do?
I'm gonna perceive.
Okay. You look around. You take one step forward to the direct center, and you hear, and you notice at your feet some coin splattered through the water.
Yep, I'm taking that.
About 5 copper pieces. You look down, you look around. The only coin. You look up.
Mm.
You notice an entryway to the sewers.
Huh?
Right above. Right up.
Above is the entrance to the sewers.
Because we went downstairs.
One.
Oh.
And with that perception check, Mizumi, you would ever so often hear the sound of people.
Okay. So this just might be people's dropping stuff.
Else? No? You notice that. Here, I'll help you with this. There's no, like, openings. Like, how do I put this? Like, there's no, like, you see light, but it's coming from very small gaps. From the doorway. Like, there's no holes in it. There's no, like, breathing holes or anything. Like, steam holes. It's just very, very faint gaps in between the door and the seal.
Okay.
Like, because you rolled a 20, you notice this.
Yeah. Okay, so they may have just left from here. How would they have gone unnoticed? I'll just immediately take the torch and point up for everyone to see. The hatch doorway.
As you point the torch up closer to the doorway, you notice part of the doorway is slightly... One part is slightly charred. One part is slightly frosted.
Interesting. So they blew it up to open it and then frosted it shut?
But nonetheless, Nazuma has shown you entryway back up to the city streets. What do you do?
I'm gonna go in.
You're all leaving the sewers, continuing the sewers. Need an answer here.
I say we continue. We're already down here.
That's a group decision. I need a left, right, or straight.
Gotta put it into simple words. I know y'all love hearing the left.
I guess we gotta go left. I'll just mark this area in my memory
Yeah.
and just go left.
Left, left, left.
You continue down the hallway. Going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. It just keeps going on. Then you come to just an end, flat wall. You notice a while ago the water flow has stopped. But the path kept going. And as you hold up a light, you notice this oscillating crowd of moving shadow on the ground. Very loud cacophony of squeaking.
Squeaking. Maybe we should leave. I don't want rabies.
Rabies.
I don't know what that is.
Or are you leaving it alone? Welcome back.
Yeah, I kind of want to investigate it.
Okay. Roll investigation check.
Investigation, or can it be perception too? Or does it have
Sure.
to be investigation? Cool.
You don't want to get closer to its perception. Get closer to its scene. With the limited light you have, but the extension with the torch, very rapidly you notice it is a larger than normal horde of rats. Like piling over each other. Like this is like probably like a nest area.
I don't know. Would rats have something valuable? Probably not.
You go.
I would just start heading back.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Rain down on me.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
They head back. Come back to the same intersection. This time, you go right. You go back to the way you came. Go up. City. Straight. Take a new direction. Now you have a new left.
New left.
Yeah, I'm liking the new left.
Go left, which was the original straight. You head down. Keep going. 10 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by.
That was awful.
On that note, yes. Smell is starting to get very putrid.
Mm.
Very rancid. Smells just getting worse and worse. Until you suddenly start to hear the trickle of water increasing. Turns into a steady trickle. To a large washing of water over brick. To then suddenly a loud roar. And I need Zuma, as you guys keep walking, to roll a perception check. Notice what's happening.
Okay.
An 11. You keep walking. You get the sense that maybe you have time, based on the sound you're hearing, until suddenly the floor just drops
Oh.
on your next step. I need a dex saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
A 3. However, being how large he is, in the middle of the group, speed.
I'm speed.
Oops. Button. Fine.
I think I'm supposed to be good at Dex.
Just barely. With a single grab, Blue Scale grabs back your hood and keeps you aloft on one foot. Careful, Bluebird buddy. And pulls you back. As you all notice, this is a waterfall into the main sewer system. You don't know where it leads. It is a 30-foot drop.
If
Gonna nod at him and step back.
Okay. Blue Scale, seeing things. I don't think we're making any progress, and based on what has transpired, we're 3 hours into our 48 hours I think we should head back through that pop entry into town.
What time is it outside?
Well, it's right before the apex of the sun when you guys did your battle. Time spent in the casino, the conversation. It'd be around 5 p.m. Well, 4 p.m.
Okay.
I'd say 4 p.m.
Damn,
Yeah.
fucking daylight, drinking and drugs. Fuck.
Nothing better.
Without even getting a nod from the group, Blue Scale starts to head back to that T-cross intersection.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Follow suit. I can barely hear you.
We can barely hear you.
Sounds like you're on the other side of the house.
Did one of the AirPods die? Yeah, the mic's only in one.
Oh
so
no.
you'll have to talk through my mic. Do you want me to get your headphones?
Ruh-roh.
Give me 1 sec.
Ruh-roh raggy.
You guys follow Blue Scale?
Yes.
You all continue down and back, and as you make your way back into the center intersection point, Blue Scale takes his great axe and pushes very hard against the door, and you hear this as it bursts forth. You hear some shock and awe from the crowd above, but other than that, not like they haven't seen people before come from this entryway, as it's there for, a purpose. But seeing, Blue Scale's face meet them, it kind of gave them a shock. But he looks to the group and points with his axe. After you, who needs a boost?
I'll just raise my hand.
Okay. He holds out his hand around his knees, which for you is your waist.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
I've arrived.
Alright. You grab his hand, sit in his hand, or stand on his hand.
I'll stand in his hand.
Okay, simple
Oh,
enough.
I miss so much.
Not much.
We're sitting in people's hands now?
It's just
Getting
Blue Scale
weird.
offering a boost. As it is a kind of like 10-foot difference between the base of the sewer, the base of the town square. So you get literally 1 foot into his hand before he starts heaving you up to where the people are, and holds his hand out for the next person who needs a boost.
I don't need a boost, but I'll get a boost.
Okay. Same question. Take hand, sit in hand, foot in hand.
Just take hand.
Take hand. So he
Yeah.
very how do I put it? Gentlemanly like takes your hand, wraps his arm around your waist, and just with one quick motion sweeps you up and tosses you up into the air, and kind of like gets you up into that direction, but after that you're on your own.
Word.
Fancy.
And then holds his hand back down. Next.
I guess I'll volunteer.
Hand, seat, foot.
Hand, seat, foot.
You hold his hand, sit in his hand, or put your foot in his hand.
I'm gonna put my foot in his hand. Wait, I'm wearing shoes, right?
Yes, you're wearing boots.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna put my foot in his hand.
Okay.
A hobbit?
Yeah, I don't know. No free feet.
You he waits for you to be fully just because you're how do I put this? You're almost twice the size as Nazuma, given that you are a tiefling and he's a bird. So he waits till you're more stable before he just heaves you up. So he allows you to get 2 foot purchase into your hand, and then he gently. You notice that he's a lot more gentle with you, and just slowly raises you up and puts his arm up, fully extended to where you can lift yourself out onto the.
Oh my.
Then he holds his hand out, looks to you, Ethu, kind of after watching your combat, and just expects you to already be up there, and then looks to you, Vorkol, and says, "Old man."
Do you think? Can I just like climb up the walls with my big meaty claws?
I would need a deck save, but yeah, it's not gonna be a big save, but need to roll nonetheless.
Where is it? Oh, -1. Oh, an 8.
So you go to scale the walls, and you get about halfway till you feel one of your nails snap, and it is enough for that you start to lose your lose your footing, and you start to slide down. That you're only about 6 feet up, but he notices your struggle, grabs you by your robe, and just tosses you up unwillingly.
I growl on the way up.
And he growls back.
Oh, that bastard.
So it's just me and Blue Scale in the sewer now.
And yeah, and at this point he just looks at you and is like, "What are you doing? How are you still down here?"
So I wait to make sure everybody gets up. I look at Blue Scale, I smile and nod. I can roll an acrobatics if you want, but I am a rabbit, so I was gonna just stand under the hole and squat down and launch myself out of it.
Yeah, with your jumping ability, I was just gonna let it happen.
Cool. So I'm gonna launch myself out of it, landing directly next to the hole, and then I'm gonna reach my hand down to Blue Scale.
All he does is hand you his axe.
I pull his axe up and wait for him to come up.
And you all notice, with a single leap, he grabs purchase of the like the surrounding of the entryway, and with like minimal effort does a no struggle full extension pull up, and then into like this handstand, and then just lands on his feet.
Okay, Olympian.
And then he looks at you, Ethu, and is like, "Rabbit man."
I hand him his axe.
Takes it, puts it back on his back. He walks back over, slams the door shut, looks to the group, looks to you, Nazuma. "Any trails?"
May I perceive?
Go for it.
May I perceive?
So you notice amongst the most of the scenery is that you kind of interrupted the crowd, gathering various bits of coin.
Bits of what?
Coin.
Oh.
That are strewn various among the ground. You notice that some of it almost seems on purpose. Like there are bits not close to the entryway or a path leading away from it, but like almost thrown as a distraction.
Oh.
But there is still, nonetheless, a small trail ever so often, like a coin here, 2 coins there, a coin here, 3 coins there, 4 coins here, leading towards eastern path of the city.
I would definitely pick up every coin I see.
Okay, you all watch, and it's kind of like the scene of piece of candy,
I was just thinking that.
as Inazuma is bobbing up and down, picking up coin as he goes, following the trail. You all, if you follow him, that's fine. If you don't, it's also fine. But you all watch, and as you watch him, you also notice there are a couple bodies along this path, whether that be kobold people or guard, all with various injuries.
I really wish they didn't skewer that one kobold. I feel like we could have tortured him for more information.
BT dub for
I
those
don't know.
paying attention to the screen. You are right.
Are we going towards the exit or towards?
Be going this direction if you're following the coin.
I'm guessing they left by this exit.
You don't know that.
I said I'm guessing.
Can a man not guess anymore?
Can a rabbit not have a guess anymore? Where's the world come to when rabbits can't guess? I won't have. I shake my whiskers at you.
What do
How
you
much
do?
coin
little
would you
thumpy
say?
thump.
How much coin would you say that I picked up as we went along?
In the quick 2 minutes of that area, it would be like 8 copper pieces.
Keep track.
Are you following Inazuma? Are you investigating the area? What are you doing?
Can I do a perception check on the coin trail?
Sure.
Yeah, in my pockets.
Yeah, I'm watching. I watch. I watched Nazuma, piece of candy, his way down towards the east, and I kind of walk ahead of him, not taking any of the coins. That's his business. But just kind of looking ahead to see where the trail goes, and that's where this comes in. Shabadoo.
Wow.
That'll do it. So you notice it is definitely a general path, but you also notice with the coin, and the reason I didn't describe this with Izuma is because characters. But Ithu being a monk and for history, you also notice there's a mix of blood in with that trail.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the group and I'm going to say the thieves were injured as they departed.
You all follow the path, you interact down.
Probably just continue following the path.
Okay. Path continues, and you come to. Path continues. You continue on for about 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, Nazuma and you collecting coins. You would have, as long as you stayed ahead of the crowd, ahead of the group, and no one tried to interrupt you, and on the group, you would have collected 30 copper pieces. You all come to a much smaller, or not so much marketplace, but more central interaction area where people would get their messages boards, hear the news for the town. This is definitely not the only place, but it is one of several. Also a well point water. Trail continues, or check the message board.
Check the message board.
Okay, simple enough. You can see at the message board there's already people trying to not people, but like news people trying to post about the incident to get information out to the people. But also old news. There is various lost persons strewn about from various walks of life, from young to old, middle age, about 7.
Could I real quick, and you don't have to describe it, just so I have the information. Could I pull out, like a paintbrush, any of my artist tools, and a piece of paper, and just start scribbling down the information of the missing persons?
Sure. I'm only going to do a couple. There's one very elderly woman with scraggly hair, a dirty painted face, and crooked teeth. Definitely looks like someone that it's odd to see this type of person on a missing person page. Not typical of lower class people to be posted on. Only someone who actually knew this person would be posted. There is one missing guardsman, and then there is one missing casino worker, having the same set of clothing.
So they have hostages.
Oh, this is old. These are old.
Yeah.
This is not from today. This is like the only thing coming from today is what happened today. Everything else is prior to today.
Okay.
So there's that. There are 2 contracts posted, like contracts for work, and then various news bulletins, almost looking like those, kind of like a an Esquire version, like werewolf spotted in the woods, keep your children safe. There are
Say no to drugs.
there are demons amongst us. Don't let them fool you. Various things, and then there's one that says, that's a question, and it's demonic and draconic presence ? And then after that, like in small letters, are you prepared?
Demons are eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
Missing people. There's contracts for work, and then those various stories. What do you do?
Follow the trail.
Huh?
Follow the trail.
Follow the trail.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
It's okay. You continue on the trail. Takes about another 30 or so minutes to get to the follow the path. It'd be another 30 pieces of copper for you, Nazuma. Like, piece of candy. And you come to, it would be around the 20-minute mark. You come up to this pile of coin that would finish out that said 30. But you notice that as you go to grab for it, there are 2 other townspeople going for it. One of which, not that they look well off, but they definitely look like they would be fine without it. But another set of hands are linked to a young child. Very dirty. Looks like he hasn't eaten in a couple of days. And kind of like met your hands at the same time you went for.
And that other guy, is he also like?
He's
his
a
hands
little
are also there.
He's a little behind. Like his hand isn't on the pile like your guys are, but he looks like he was going to try and scrap for it, depending on how scrappy you are. He gets a look at you and is a little hesitant about it. Like he was ready to like face the child because he didn't care like that kind of situation, but seeing your hand, he's a little more hesitant.
Yeah, I'll pull up my dagger and point it at the guy and get away from the child and let him take the money.
Okay, simple enough. The child, seeing the opportunity, takes the coin, gives it kind of like a tug, thank you kind of thing, to your robes and like scatters off. The guy immediately has his hands up like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's cool. It's cool. And kind of like blinks off, still with his hands up. In the opposite direction.
Okay. I'll put my dagger back then. And then since there was a massive pile, there must be something here.
So yeah, so the trail, you would have collected 20 coins on the trail. It was 10 copper. The child was able to take everything but 2 people. That would make a grand total of 20 from that stint of. But that brings you all to the east entryway of the town. There are 3 guards posted. They were currently rounding up the rest of the coin. 2 of the guardsmen notice this. They were going to approach you. The one held the guard back, saying, "Let it go." He was going to chase after the child, but the other held him back from the other. The third guardsman is keeping others at bay, trying to capture more coin. You get the sense that these are all coins coming from the casino stolen goods, so they are doing their best to take it back.
Can I walk up to the guards at the crime scene? Can I say, hello, we are under orders of the Margrave. Have you any information on what occurred here?
We don't, but the other guards that were posted here, they're inside, and he points to one of the like main structures of the entryway.
Okay, I'm gonna need names and badge numbers, please.
Points to one of the doorways, and he points, the 2 that were posted here, and he looks at the other. What are their names again? Sorry, he's been here for like 2 days. George and shit, what is another newbie? I think Stefan or Stiffen or Stixon. I don't know. They're in there. They're licking their wounds from being taken over somehow. Don't know how. A bunch of kobolds, shouldn't be that hard. And you notice that they're also loading up a hitch of dead kobold bodies. Only like 3, but they're there nonetheless. No, you're fine. I was just, but you.
I was just gonna say I turn to them and I say thank you for your time, and I return to the group and share the information.
It's a lot to take in one day.
I guess we should go talk to those guards who are stationed on this door.
Simple enough. You give a knock, and they say come in, and you enter. The guardsman sitting in a chair, drinking some pouch wine, and trying to collect their breaths. And one is not severely injured, but tending to a side wound that's bleeding, and the other a big thump on his head. And one looks to the other and says, "Oh, look, George, more people to make fun of us. What do you want?"
I'm going to walk up to them and say, "A surprise is a surprise. That's why we call it such. I just want to know what you saw. We are under orders of the Margrave to investigate the crime."
The two hear Margrave and immediately perk up. Sorry, sirs. Yes, we were ambushed by a group of hooded kobolds. That came up behind out of nowhere, and knocked myself out. George said he took a cut, to the side and was incapacitated to fight back. So they made their way out and into.
But did the group with the money definitely left through this door?
Aye.
Thank you. I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out one of the 6 bags of Sud. I'm going to hand over the bag of Sud to the 2 soldiers that were injured in that, and I was going to say, this is for when you are off duty to ease the pain. Small amounts, friend.
You notice
A dabble.
You notice George's eyes go immediately wide in kind of like fear.
Wait, aren't these guards?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you should just give drugs to a cop.
You just
Yes.
Yes, but I'm currently above them in the payroll. This is to make sure they're cool. I don't trust a cop as far as I can see one. I need him to do something incriminating before I trust him.
The new guy speaks up and talks in this kind of like sarcastic tone. Says, "Oh, thank you, sir, for reporting that and handing that in. Thank you very much."
I'm going to lean in closer and say, we all know whose payroll you're under. Ease the pain and do a better job next time.
We're gonna have to fight some cops.
I was hoping.
I'm fine with it.
No. I just need to know everyone's passive.
Mine is.
I'm at 15.
I'm at 13.
Oh, my passive stealth's at an 18.
Okay. I think the only person that would notice is Zuma. Only you notice. So it's up to you to share it or not. You notice beads of sweat coming off of George's brow, the one that has a gash. And you also notice a unusually full coin pouch. Or guards.
From the bleeding one?
Yes.
They took a fall. They were paid off. Inside job. And
Yeah,
this cop.
I wouldn't tell anyone in the group, but I would get closer to that guard and like kneel down.
Okay. And he gets like really nervous. He's like, "What are you doing? Get away from me. We told you what we know."
I'm gonna pull out my dagger.
Okay, what do you do with it?
I'm gonna like, not like slowly, but like go to make it for him look like it's coming towards him. But really, I'm gonna cut the bag loose.
You're gonna cut the bag or the bag loose? I couldn't hear that.
Like cut it off of him.
Okay. And he like starts to freak out, and then he's like, "Hey, wait!" And then you hear the other guardsman say, "Hey, what is that? What is this?" As you all notice, Uzuma cut a bag loose, and it just goes "Ping," as a large pouch coin falls to the ground.
As I see this, can I turn to the other guard and perceive? I can roll perception to see if he has a similar coin pouch.
Sure.
Damn it.
So it doesn't take much. You see the same because he's also looking at it like the fuck what and saying like basically giving a look of why is mine not that full?
Okay, so he's not in. All right. At that point, I'm going to turn to what's the name of the one who's not involved, or doesn't have the coin players, I should say.
Doesn't have to coin. He hasn't the. You were pointed that his name was either Stixon, Stefan, Steven, or something else.
All right, I'm going to turn to that one who's kind of confused too. I'm going to say, "Boy, what is your name?"
It's Stellix.
Damn, that guy was way off. Stellix, I want you to return to your cot in the barracks, and I want you to rest. And then I'm going to turn persuasion check. Charisma's shit, so this should go great. Womp.
He immediately says, I want to know how George got all that coin. And
Can
he-
somebody
gonna-
tell this?
I'm gonna
Somebody
hold my
tell this
dagger to
weeb-
his throat. And
okay,
demand.
roll an intimidation check.
okay.
Oh my fucking god.
Oof.
11. I ain't telling you shit. Stellix, shut your mouth.
I'm gonna dig it deeper then.
Can I non-lethal unarmed strike backhand the guard? Obviously, in on non-Stellix George, I guess.
Y'all, what is going on?
So you're just gonna basically like bitch slap George?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Should I just roll an unarmed strike?
No, it just happens.
Okay.
They're
Well,
not
it just
like they're not equipped, they're not armed, they're not really prepared for this, and they kind of let their guard down hearing the word Margrave. But seeing this also incites Blue Scale to get involved, and he just comes up behind you and menacingly grins to kind of like back you up. And so adding to
Appreciate that.
Mizuma's intimidation.
A tiny
I'm also
bird's-
watching this whole process
Jesus.
and just nodding.
But
I approve of all this.
but collectively, even though that was not great, with the dagger pushing into his skin. Alright, I don't want to die for this. Take the coin. I don't care. I just didn't want to die. They said if I took the money and looked the other way, I got to live. They knocked out Stellix. I was next. They're gonna kill us. Just looking out for us.
Can I say who's they and then turn to Nizuma and nod for him to apply more pressure?
I definitely will.
Okay. At this point, you puncture, and blood starts to come out. And he's like, okay, you can ease up. It's the kobolds. They went in to... They went into the ivory thicket. That's all I know. Swear.
All right, reach. All right. Could I real quick look at Nizuma again and nod towards the purse? Like, that's yours. Go ahead. You earned it.
Yeah, I'm grabbing that. Stuffing
And
it.
then can I look back at George and bitch slap him one more time? Sorry, that's a poor term. Can I backhand him one more time? It's disrespect.
Sure, that's fine. Stellix tries to intervene, but hesitates as he doesn't really know what to do in the situation. But
Most people don't need.
George just kind of takes it and accepts what's going on. Lets you take the coin because he said to. Kind of clears his name a little bit of any involvement. It is 15 pieces of silver.
Good job, looting, Nizuma. That's for you. And your very good perception. And with the second backhand, it was more of like a you better not be lying to me.
No, I understood.
Gotcha.
In all this interaction, I'm just curious. Cassia and Misky, what would you be doing?
Well,
Deep sigh.
yeah. I mean, like, I'm lawful good, but I also don't want to pick a fight with the rest of the party. So I'm kind of just sitting there in shock and horror.
Misky will remember this. Hold up. So you've learned where the kobolds have gone.
I'm gonna turn to the group after we've gotten a little bit of a distance away from the guy I just slapped twice. And I to clarify, they weren't like, like standard. They were like very martial, calculated, like smacks. But I'm gonna turn to the group and say, I apologize for my behavior. I detest liars.
I just give him a thumbs up. All right, claws up.
You feel a big pat on your back from Blue Scale, and he just gleefully says, "Good on you, mate."
I'm a pacifist up until I have to pass this fist up beside your head.
God.
All right, what do you do?
I guess we should maybe get a room for the night and then set out tomorrow into the Ivory Grove thicket. Sorry.
I mean, what time is it? Is it like 6 now?
Yeah, like later evening.
It'll be around 6 p.m. At this point, you guys would be at the 40-hour mark left remaining.
So we can take a little 8-hour rest and have 32 hours left to go to this thicket and solve this problem.
Or in those time that we're sleeping, they'd be gone.
We can go after them. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think we should probably just go after them.
All right, to the thicket.
All right, simple enough.
Into the thick of it.
I mean, simple enough. You get some general directions from the guards posted outside, and they say it's about a 6-hour walk to the thicket. Nothing too difficult. You make your way there. It's a simple trail from Mall to the Ivory Thicket. Down about it leads up in a northwest direction, but then comes back down more southwest as you come around a bend of mountainous hills and fields. Takes you 6 hours. Simple enough. At the edge of the thicket, you get the sense and the reason why it's called that. It is a dense, lush forest full of bramble bushes, thicket-filled brush mixed amongst the trees. Is a very difficult path to push.
All the times not to have a druid.
I know.
But as you come up against the edge of this ivory brush, where we're going to end tonight.
Ah!
Ivory thicket.
Into the thick of it.
With that, we're going to close out, and we should be good to continue next week. Posted. You can't, but till next Thursday. In Castles and Casanovas for episode 3.
Bye now, y'all.
Bye-bye.